But Buju Banton, I'm going to call you out today. I'm going to call you out big time, and I'm going to call out every other musician who did the same thing. Stop having your children them all over the place and leaving your kids at the whim of the fucked up world that we live in. Stop it. You know, I'm so sorry, guys. But I met this kid. My son brought Miles to my house. Miles lived in my house for 2 months. And that might have been the best 2 months of Miles' life. Oh my God, I can't believe I was going to do this. I said I got to do this. I have to do it. Miles lived with me for 2 months. My son saw him. I don't know the backstory too much, but he was out in the street homeless. My son brought him home. And I made him stay with us for 2 months. I gave him 2 months, and I say, within that time, you know, him could have patched up back with his family and go back home. My household is in transition. I'm getting ready to move out of my house and move to another state. So I gave him 2 months. Last week, Thursday, before this little boy died, and he came back to my house to pick up him things because the 2 months was up. It wasn't well. He never looked well. He did not look well. He did not. And I decided that I would not let him leave the house in the condition that he was in, with the stuff that he was carrying. And I had his brother, I think this is when I had a Buju Banton son, I had his brother on the phone. And I was talking to them and telling them about Miles. And I said to them, him don't look good right now. He need to get Baker acted. He need to go to the mental hospital. He need help. And I convinced them to come pick him up. Them come pick him up last week, Thursday or Friday, from my house. They pick up Miles from my house. And I advised them, I said, and I really thought I was doing the right thing when I released him to them. I said, he need help. And they picked him up. And they did not take him to the hospital. I don't know what happened from the time I released him to them, because I refused to let him walk in the streets. I said, I think it's better if you pick him up, because it's a chance of you not burying him if him go to the mental hospital. You understand? And then pick up the youth. And I don't know what it is, a typical Jamaican people thing. They probably fussed with him and argue with him, and they have a fight, and he left. And that little boy left and go back on the street. Mind you, me give the youth to them. Me give him to them. Them pick him up, but watch them pick him up from my yard. Okay? You know, one nice truck. They were supposed to take him to the hospital. They already knew he was troubled. They knew he had issues. This is a kid who they said been in and out of juvie. Been in and out of hospital. Buju son! Buju, you send them to go pick up your son from Greyhaven, New York. And you never bring your son home to you to Jamaica. You did not bring your son home to Jamaica. Use Buju. If you don't have the money, you could have borrowed and get a one-way ticket for your son. To spare your son life. You didn't do it. And you need to be held accountable for these kids. You understand? I gave this kid to them. They pick him up. And they did not do their due diligence. They knew the true variables about this kid. And they did not take him to the hospital. They did not take him to get help. You understand? And the kid go back, them release him back on the street. And the very time they release that kid, the kid get killed. If the kid out the street and beg for food. Begging, Buju son. Buju son. They on the street and beg. And lose him life. From begging for food, begging for hungry on the street. Your son, Buju, you could have done better. You could have done better. And I'm going to post this. You could have done better. You understand? You could have done better, Buju. You sent for your son from New York because he was in trouble. You should have brought him home to you as a father. You should. You should have bring your son home. What kind of father you is? It's wickedness. Now everybody's mourning. You're mourning. You're mourning. long. I had that kid at my house for 2 months. 2 months. Okay? I gave him 2 months. Oh my God. He can't post. He knows. He knows he's gonna post. He didn't give a fuck about the kid. He sent his other son to pick up the kid from wherever he was in New York because the kid was already troubled. And he did not bring him home to him. What kind of man is you?